This was a classic impulse buy. We went to a garden centre at the start of May on a mission to purchase a clematis and came home with Salvia Pink Pong. Good instinct. It is a bee magnet, has gorgeous raspberry pink flowers, purple tinted calices and dark tips to the flower spikes. The humorous name doesn't do it justice. It's more pink perfume than pink pong, with a minty, sagey, warm grass scent to the leaves, and the fresh green foliage really sets off the flowers. This is a semi-evergreen shrub-like perennial, happy in full sun or partial shade, but it does seem to prefer the full-on afternoon glare to be filtered by light shade, but more on that later. A mature plant in a border can reach up to 3 feet width and height. In a pot, size may be restricted, but in the last 2 months ours has grown almost to 2.5 feet tall and wide if you measure to the flower tips. It is planted in a long tom style pot filled with peat-free compost and some slow-release fertiliser with a gravel dressing to keep in moisture, and is watered regularly in dry spells. It has a support at the front, but that's being used as a retainer just to stop it encroaching on the pathway. It gently weaves through the other plants, helping the container display feel integrated. There are different approaches to keeping pink pong flowering all summer. My preference is to cut a flower spike back once the very last petals are finished, but that's because I like the layers of texture from the mixture of soft flowers and papery calices. But if you prefer, another method is to trim back the spike as soon as it starts fading to encourage more flowers, or to lightly trim the entire plant for a brand new all-over flush of flowers to come through. We're hoping that, like its larger cousin, Salvia armistad, pink pong will keep on flowering into the autumn. Warning: if this plant is placed near your window, the antics of bumblebees will distract you from your work. Bees often enter flowers that have become detached from the calyx and struggle to get a firm hold on the petal. Next thing, the whole flower detaches and the bee does a mid-air roll to escape unperturbed and flies straight on to the next flower. Where we positioned our plant, it has been getting full sun all afternoon, and as the UK summer has been hotting up, we've watched it fold up its petals in the afternoon to minimise the surface area sun exposure. We realise pink pong doesn't really appreciate the full-on unfiltered afternoon sun. The solution was to create some dappled afternoon shade with a cosmos companion. For most of the UK, these are classed as frost-hardy plants, but we will overwinter against a sheltered south-facing wall where an overhang protects from excessive rainfall, as salvias hate sitting in cold, waterlogged pots. In spring, we will top dress with some fresh compost and slow-release fertiliser and prune the entire plant's back by 1/4 to 1/3 so that fresh new growth can regenerate.